YouTube was It's your boy Zell, and I got some crazy news for y'all today, man. Shout out Blue Blood, man. Errol Spence versus Fundora is confirmed, and Vergil Ortiz turned down the Crawford fight. Crazy work, man. Let's get it.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, everybody has a lot to say about the pound for pound king, undefeated four division world champion, now unified super welterweight and junior middleweight world champion, Terence Bud Crawford, who beat Israel Majimov last Saturday. And Terence Bud Crawford is now 41 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout. Terence Crawford is two division undisputed champion and four division world champion. Now, this was Terence Crawford's first fight at 154 pounds, and he put on a dominating, dazzling performance, so much so in his fight, the last outing against Errol Spence Jr. last July, that he goes the distance for the first time in 8 years. And in the last 12 fights. And now Terence Crawford is deemed to be overrated. Nonetheless, only one man is vowing to rematch and fight Terence Crawford, and that's Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is now confirmed that he and Sebastian Fundora will have their showdown. The time frame is questionable, but they're going to fight. Errol Spence and Sebastian Fundora for the WBC title. Errol Spence wants to rematch Terence Crawford. Errol Spence got dropped 3 times and stopped in the 9th round. Yet Errol Spence wants to rematch and fight Terence Crawford again. Vergil Ortiz Jr. is going into a fight tomorrow against Sergey Baranchyk tomorrow night. And Vergil Ortiz was asked, because His Excellency Prince Turki Al-Sheikh, he wants to stage a fight between Vergil Ortiz and Terence Crawford in February. Well, Vergil Ortiz is talking about he thinks he's going to pursue the initial fight he was supposed to have as the co-main event to Terence Crawford, Israel Majimov. It was supposed to be Tim Tszyu versus Vergil Ortiz Jr., but Tim Tszyu suffered an injury. Now Tim Tszyu is going to fight. He's coming back and he's going to fight Makram Bataliev for the IBF title, right? And
Yeah, man. Okay, that's interesting. So Tim Tszyu is fighting the number 10 ranked super welterweight for that IBF belt. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So this means, well, Crawford is already unified because Fundora got stripped. So this lines up a Fundora fight. Fundora only has one belt now. He had two. So either that lines up a Fundora Zoo rematch, which then turns into a Zoo versus Crawford undisputed match, which can possibly turn into a Crawford versus Errol Spence rematch. It's a lot of different matches that can happen.
Tim Tszyu expected to win. And Vergil Ortiz is saying he thinks he wants to go that route and fight Tim Tszyu Bataliev winner. But you're fighting for the WBC belt, the interim belt, tomorrow night. And then he says he wants to win a Sebastian Fundora versus Errol Spence. And then he says he wants to test his skill set against Terence Crawford. He wants to fight Terence Crawford. He says Terence Crawford is the pound for pound best fighter in the world. He wants to test his skill set against Terence Crawford. And when asked, do you think you can beat Terence Crawford in his prime? He's in his prime. Vergil Ortiz said, I'm not going to say I can beat him, but I'm going to say I think I can beat him, and I want to test my skills to see if I can beat him eventually. So he's not interested in the Terence Crawford fight next. He wants to fight and have the best possible scenario where he can become a world champion for the first time officially in his career. And he likes his chances better against Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence, Sebastian Fundora win it. Then he does Terence Bud Crawford. Sebastian Fundora vacated. Now we know this is political, but he vacated his WBO title as he's the mandatory Terence Crawford is for the WBO title, as he was the mandatory, made himself the mandatory for Tim Tszyu, but Fundora and Tim Tszyu ended up fighting for the vacant WBC title and Tim Tszyu's WBO title, and Sebastian Fundora got the upset victory in a hard, grueling, nasty fight that Tim Tszyu suffered a nasty gash over his head. And so he's vacating the belt to not fight Terence Crawford, but that's political. His promoter, manager, Samson Likovic, is saying that, they can't make no money with Terence Crawford. They'd rather fight Errol Spence.
Yeah, man, that shit nonsense, bro. Terence Crawford going people gonna watch Terence Crawford fight, whether that be legally or illegally. People gonna watch him fight, and you're gonna get paid handsomely. Turkey gonna make sure you get paid, and Turkey gonna put that money out there. So all these dudes who keep talking about, oh, ain't no money to be made, man, Turkey gonna give you that bag to fight Terence, man. He want to see Terence in all them dream matches, man. That's what Turkey want. He want the best to fight the best, and he gonna pay you fair and give you an equal opportunity, and who best man win. So all this money shit, the money not a problem anymore for these boxers. It's all about the heart and the desire to fight. Because we know Tank versus Loma, it would be Loma getting hella money, but Loma turned it down because he not trying to drop his balls. He don't want risk getting knocked out. He don't want it. He don't want that risk. Old man Loma, imagine Loma being on your resume and you knock him out. The greatest hope ever, the most hyped up fighter of this generation, getting knocked out by Tank Davis. His soul would be destroyed. He already lost to Devin Haney. So
in Texas, so they already have that set up. So Fundora doesn't want to fight Terence Crawford. This is amazing, right? Because everybody says that Terence Crawford looked vulnerable at 154 against Israel Majamov, but nobody's willing to fight him outside of Errol Spence, who already fought him and lost. Make things to make you go, Errol Spence is already fought him and lost, but Errol Spence is the only one that wants to get back in the ring with him.
because Errol Spence from a different club, bro. He got a different type of heart. He got an L on his resume. Fundora got an L on his resume. Zil got an L on their resume, but they're not ready to risk that knockout. They got too much pride to risk it. They say they want to fight the best, but they think about that pride, that ego. They don't want to get mean. They don't want the Devin Haney treatment. They don't want it. So they rather avoid Terrence.
So Errol Spence wants to become a world champion in the second weight class. Terence Crawford is a world champion in the fourth weight class. Errol Spence is a unified champion in welterweight. He's looking to become champion at 154, the second weight class. Excuse me. And he beat Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora is talking about he's gonna fight Errol Spence, and then somewhere down the line he'll fight Terence Crawford. This is getting out of control, people. It's seriously getting out of control. But Terence Crawford everybody uses numbers. Well, he's not a draw. He's not a sell. It's nonsense, man. Nonsense. What kind of draw is Mukhtar Bartaliev? What kind of draw is Sebastian Fundora? Where's the proof of these things? But nonetheless, let's see Jamel Charlo get back in the mix as well. So, Errol Spence, Sebastian Fundora's.
Yeah, Jamel gonna take a couple of these dudes' belts. But hey, shout out to Blue Blood, man. If Jamel fight, I got Jamel beating Zoo. Jamel versus Ortiz would be interesting because Ortiz big as shit. Same thing with Fundora. But we know Jamel got good punch placement. He can knock you out with a body shot. That's a jab. I haven't seen many boxers do that. He can fight going backwards, even though he came to lose against Canelo, which always pisses me off. He can fight going backwards. He can strike. You know what I'm saying? He's a good all around boxer, but he's not the best pound for pound. But look, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and share this. We're on the road to 2K subs. We're gonna get the. I'll lay y'all 10 next time.